What's up guys, Ruppy here, and it's time for my Week 3 game for the Pokemon Trainer Grand Tournament. My Columbus Swoo are 2-0, and we're gonna see how well we stack up against Bren and his Lacunosa Lucarios, who are also 2-0. And as you've also probably noticed, I am doing this battle on Wi-Fi as opposed to Showdown. I'm very quickly going to run over my team again. As you can see it down below, I have the Fool, Leechgrave, Self-High-Five, Vinny, Tough Tuss, and Fallen Angel. Ditto, Cofagrigus, Ambipom, Victini, Donphan, and Mega Absol. Will it work? Well, we're about to find out. So let's see what he brings to the table. He is bringing... Oh, he did bring the Semi-Sage. That is really interesting. So he's bringing Suicune, Reuniclus, Semi-Sage, Lando T, Mega Altaria, and Jolteon. Okay, so this is kind of interesting, what he brought. My point kind of... Let's see. I know I want to get rocks up as soon as possible. Would he predict me to do that, though? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and lead with Tough Tuss. I want to try to get my rocks up as soon as possible. Because, as I said before, as I said in the team builder video, he doesn't seem to have any form of hazard control. So that would be very beneficial to me to get rid of his hazards as soon as possible. Sorry for the silence there, just had to go wish him good luck. I'm trying not, since I only need one computer, I'm trying not to switch between them tonight. So I had to go grab my phone quick. Anyway, so he is leading with Suicune. He's really wasting no time in trying to get this Suicune sweep off, is he? Okay, so that is an interesting thing to note. So we've got Donphan in here against Suicune. I know my rocks are very important, but honestly, do I attempt to go into Self-High-Five now, or... I want to preserve Donphan for now. So, I am actually just going to go ahead and switch into Leechgrave early. My rocks can wait. So, Leechgrave is going to get in here, and he's just going to straight up Scald. And he does not net the burn, which is very much appreciated. So... let's see... I'm just going to go ahead and Will-O-Wisp him. I mean, if he switches, that's fine. But... residual damage on this thing is going to be nice. If he's got rest, he'll reveal it to get rid of the burn. There's the Calm Minds. I knew that was coming eventually. I knew that was coming sooner or later. And I'm just going to go ahead and Will-O-Wisp. So, you are now burned. Which is a very nice thing as far as I'm concerned. Let's see... a +1 Scald does not really do anything to me, even with only 8 special defense EVs. So I'm safe here to just go for the Haze, and he's going to get up a second Calm Mind, and I'm going to reveal to him that him sitting here Calm Minding is going to get him absolutely nowhere. Because this is the part where Leechgrave just says bye-bye. Oh, how I'm so tempted to start singing A Little Slice of Heaven right now. Surprisingly good, song from Avenged Sevenfold. So... this thing does have leftovers. That doesn't surprise me in the slightest. I'm just gonna Shadow Ball now, try to get some damage off this thing. he's gonna be really persistent with his Calm Mind strategy, isn't he? I mean, good for him, I guess, but he's really I'll give him credit. He's really adamant about sticking to this strategy of trying to get Calm Minds up and then sweep me with Suicune. So, credit where credit's due there, I guess. But a +1... I mean, it'll do some damage to me. But Leech Grave does not necessarily fear a I mean, getting burned would kind of suck. Which does not happen, and there goes the Calm Mind boost yet again. So honestly, his best thing to do here would be to just sit in here and try to keep scalding me. Which, honestly, Leech Grave's I mean, burning his physical attackers and wiping out stuff with abilities with Mummy would definitely be helpful. I'm going Shadow Ball, see what he does. There's the Rest. So I've confirmed he's got Rest. So he is, in fact, Crocoon. Good to know. Now the question is, does he have Sleep Talk? Well, let me check something quick. Okay, it wouldn't necessarily appreciate it if he's got it, but... I'm gonna test the waters here. I'm gonna go into Self High Five. If he has Sleep Talk, he reveals it now. Survey says... he does in fact have it. Which actually works out for me. So, as much as I hate the idea, I'm gonna go ahead and switcheroo now. Maybe I'm making a bit of a risk trying this early, but, well, there we go. So, this Suicune is now, for all intents and purposes, pretty much crippled, as I'm gonna take its leftovers. I think I actually just locked it into Sleep Talk. I mean, that's perfectly fine for while it's resting, but beyond that... oh, there he got the Scald. No burn! Which I am all for. So with that said, I'm just gonna go ahead and U-turn out of here, actually. Because now that he's pretty much... I figured he was going to switch now that I've pretty much crippled that Suicune. Straight into Landorus. Which works out for me. I'm going to make a note that Suicune now has a Choice Band. And Self High Five's going to go ahead and get out of here. It did its job. I don't know why this Ambipom is being so ridiculously useful for my team, and... okay, that... we were stalled a bit there. That kind of worried me a bit. I'm actually just gonna go into Tough Tusks. Because this allows me the chance to get my rocks up. I am defensive as all hell, and I've got sturdy, so I'm gonna go ahead and get my rocks up. He wants to set his rocks up, I can spin them away, and that will confirm to me he's a more defensive set. He has Grass Knot! Okay, that is interesting to note. A Grass Knot Landorus. I am not seeing... okay, I'm not seeing leftovers, so he's clearly a more offensive set. Grass Knot. Okay, that came completely out of left field. So he's either a special Landorus Therian, or he's mixed to the point where he's got enough special attack EVs to feel free to run Grass Knot. Even though, really, the only thing on my team Grass Knot bothers is Tough Tusks. So now the question becomes, is he choiced? Okay, that, I was kind of not expecting that. So confirm this thing's offensive in some way, and apparently it has Grass Knot. Do I... Part of me wants to go into the Fool, but... Well, let me see. I mean, Tough Toss did its job, really. I mean, it got rocks up. I'm gonna go into Leech Grave because I think I might be able to use Tough Toss for something later. At the very least, I can use it for fodder. But I can get Leech Grave in here. There's another Grass Knot, which it is contact. So there goes Intimidate, which doesn't necessarily help me, but I mean, Intimidate would have already gone off. But it's nice to know. So if he's not choiced, he switches up his moves now. Alternatively, he could simply just switch out. I'm gonna go ahead and Pain Split, actually. I could Will-O-Wisp, but I honestly feel like if he switches, he might go into Suicune predicting the Will-O-Wisp, because that Suicune is technically still asleep. So there goes Landorus, and here comes Suicune, as I figured. So I'm gonna be able to steal some health from this thing, courtesy of Pain Split. Lost my train of thought there for a moment. Get quite a bit of health back, too. And the Stealth Rocks have worn this thing down. Plus, I got Leftovers Recovery. So, since I know this thing is Choice Banded now, I've locked him into Scald. He could... Well, he should wake up on this turn, actually. A base power Scald from a standard Crocoon set does about 23-28%. I'm gonna Shadow Ball, actually. Help start chipping this thing down. There's the Scald. If he burns me, that would be unfortunate, but... Well, there's the burn. I'm just gonna go ahead and get a Shadow Ball off. That is definitely a crit. I am sorry for that. Okay, I mean, it helps wear down the Suicune, but at the same time, I feel bad. I have stated time and time again, I am not the biggest fan of hacks. I know it's generally uncontrollable, but... Okay, what do I do here? Pain Splitting's a bad idea, even though he would outspeed me, well, probably... Yeah... Could Shadow Ball him again. Let me think long term here. I'm gonna Will-O-Wisp. Because unless he crits me, he shouldn't be able to take me out with a Scald. Come on, Will-O-Wisp. Alright. So, further wearing this thing down since he's banded. I mean, I'm kind of at the point now where I'm gonna lose Leech Grave. But at the same time, I have pretty much eliminated the Suicune from the game. Because unless he wants to bring this thing back, preserve this thing, and let it rest later... Yeah, Leech Grave did its job, I think. So I'm just gonna go ahead and Shadow Ball. I'm gonna lose it to a Scald, unfortunately. But, at the same time... Leech Grave did its job. You did well, Leech Grave. You did well. So... Now I guess the question becomes... this thing actually dives to rocks, and like I said, he doesn't have a spinner. So really now it's just a matter of what do I want to finish the job. And... honestly... well, no, you might actually. I think I'm gonna go into Fallen Angel, actually, to do this. Because, one, it's another kill for Fallen Angel. I'm actually just going to straight up go for the knockoff. Unless he puts speed investment in this thing, I should outspeed it. I mean, Suicune is naturally faster, but Fallen Angel's max speed, and this thing is showing itself to be defensive, so... That is the end of the Suicune threat. Thankfully. I should probably be jotting these down. So, Suicune killed Cofagrigus with Scald. And then Mega Absol kills Suicune with Knockoff. So, unfortunately for Bren, his Suicune only got one kill this game. It was the kills leader in the league heading into this game. And now Mega Absol has tied it. In terms of differential, Mega Absol is actually doing better than it. Assuming Mega Absol does not die in this game. And here comes a problem child. Hello, Mega Altaria. Now the question becomes, what kind of set are you? The problem is, I do not have a Swords Dance up. I couldn't afford to risk it with a potential Scald Burn on that Suicune. So I have a number of options here to try to figure out what exactly this thing is. I could play rough and do a ton of damage to it. It would be a 2-hit KO, though. Well, potentially. Well, actually, from its base form, since it took 25% damage, it actually could kill. And I do outspeed it. It is not worth the risk. I'm going to go into Tough Tusks, actually. And this should actually reveal to me what kind of set this thing is. So we are about to find out. He's going to run Mega Evolve, and... if he's either going to... well, I mean, we're about to find out. He Hyper Voices! So he is, in fact, a special set, so... Mega Altaria kills Donphan with Hyper Voice. Sorry you had to go that way, Tough Tusks, but that is viable intel for me to have. So he is the special attacker set. Which means, even if he has Earthquake, Victini is actually in a relatively good position here to come in and pretty much 2-hit KO this thing. Do I want to make that? Yeah, I'm going to make that play. I'm going to go into Vini Vidi Vici here. So either he switches here, knowing that unless, well, I don't think this thing really shouldn't be able to touch me unless he's, for whatever reason, more offensive oriented, which if you're running Hyper Voice, you should be more of a special set. Well, it could be running some kind of really bizarre mixed set, I suppose. Depends on how he spread out his EVs. I don't think he will go... If he's predicting me to use Glaciate, then I severely doubt he's going to go into Landorus Therian here. Because that seems like a waste of a move. I'm going to Dazzling Gleam. Which should put a hefty dent. Or just outright kill the Mega Altaria. That works too. So Victini kills Mega Altaria with Dazzling Gleam. So Vini Vidi Vici in the draw. Vini Vidi Vici pulling through for me. It's had a rough season so far for being my team captain and first round draft pick. So now the interesting question becomes, if he has a Scarf Landorus Therian, he'll probably send it in right now. Otherwise, well, that's the thing. Does he predict me to be choiced in some way? Because all he knows is I just well, there's the Landorus Therian. The problem is I cannot play games with this set. All it's revealed to me so far is Grass Knot, and I haven't seen Leftovers. So I really can't afford to play games, because if he is choiced, or just straight up potentially max speed, then I'm in a world of trouble here. I'm going to switch into the Fool now. We're going to find out exactly what kind of Landorus set he's running here. So, Imposter's going to go off. There's the Landorus. I should be copying the Intimidate as well, so if he is physically invested, this is going to make things a little easier. And there goes my Scarf. Yikes. So, he's got Knockoff. So, Earthquake, Knockoff, Stone Edge, and Grass Knot. So I lost my Scarf, which kind of sucks, but at the same time, I'm going to go ahead and knock off myself, because if he's choice, he's locked into knockoff now, and he's probably going to switch, which means I can remove the item off of something. And if he stays in, he's probably going to Stone Edge, which should not do a whole lot to me because of the Intimidate I got off on him, and I am not intimidated. So this thing is a complete attacking set. That Grass Knot was a really interesting choice, though. That had to be for Donphan. Or maybe Registeel, but I kind of doubt that. Enzo, that is the Simisage, which is going to take Stealth Rock damage. Get knocked off. So this thing was Choice Scarfed. Interesting. The thing is, since I copied EVs, unless he ran max speed... Well, actually... Well, its item got knocked off. So would another knockoff actually kill it? Becomes the question. Well, actually, wait. I'm not choiced anymore. I just realized that. Because my Scarf got knocked off. Oh, poor Fool. Losing its choice Scarf. So, I'm actually going to Earthquake here, and let's see what he does. He's going to Energy Ball me. Which the Fool is going to be able to live, and that should be the end of Simisage. Alright. Ditto. Kill Simisage with Earthquake. So the Fool is on the board for the season with a kill. There is Jolteon. Okay, so... we are down to Reuniclus, which has yet to hit the field, Jolteon, and Landorus Therian. And to be perfectly honest, I don't feel the most comfortable about this. Because that Landorus is still a very huge issue, especially if he is running around with a Choice Scarf. Is it worth... Honestly, I don't think it's worth preserving the Fool at this point. The Fool did its job. I mean, I know this thing's entire set, which, without knowing its item, that doesn't completely help me. Well, I know Grass Knot's kind of useless from this point forward, really, with the rest of my team. Now it just becomes a matter of how do I deal with this Jolteon. And that is a really interesting question. I'm just going to try an Earthquake. I'm going to sack off the Fool. There's Hidden Power. So Jolteon kills Ditto with Hidden Power. So I have a number of options here, especially if he's choiced. If this is a choiced Jolteon. Well, I didn't see Life Orb, so he's got to be choiced. Well, he could be Expert Belt too, that's also a possibility. Vini Vidi Vici can take a hit from this thing. I would kind of prefer if it didn't, but This thing will outspeed Ambipom, and Ambipom can't really deal with it right now. Sucker Punch. And our battle got interrupted. Okay, I'm gonna try to figure out what happened, and I will be right back. Alright, guys, turns out that Bren's internet went out on him. So, what we decided to do, ultimately, since most of the mons we had left were pretty much at full health anyway, we decided to just basically go 3v3 with whatever mons we had left. The only real downside to me is that because of this, I'm not going to have my stealth rocks up. But we should be able to play around that. We'll try to figure it out. So, here we are with Vinny Vidi Vici against his Jolteon, which is... I was sending in Vinny Vidi Vici when this happened. So... And I also switched out the Choice Band on my Ambipom for Leftover, since that's the item it did steal. I'm just going to straight up Blue Flare this thing. If he switches into Landorus, it's not going to appreciate taking a Esper Bell Blue Flare. Blue Flare will not kill this thing, though. This thing has a problem. So... this battle might be altered a little bit. We're just trying... We were too far in to try to recreate it, honestly. And there was way too much to honestly recreate. Maybe this is a bad move on our part, but we'll see how it plays out. So, he's switching into Reuniclus. Yes, I'm just gonna go ahead and fire off a Blue Flare, which... I was gonna say, it should still do a crap ton. Now the question becomes, does he preserve this thing? I know this thing was at full health for sure, because it never got switched in at all. The other downside is I need to re-Mega Evolve my Absol, but... small little things we'll try to play around. Vinny Vidi Vici might be able to still salvage this game for me from here, honestly, depending on how I play this. I'm just going to straight up Blue Flare again, because I know I outspeed this thing. He's probably going to go into... Yep, there is Landorus. I probably could have predicted it and blasted this thing with a Glaciate, but even still... this Blue Flare is going to not hurt it. Wow! I wonder... there is only one explanation for that. You are a Assault Vest, aren't you? This thing's gotta be Assault Vest. There is no other explanation for that damage output. Who... I'm going to switch into Self High Five here. I mean, this thing could be straight up defensive, maybe? There's an Earthquake. Which Self High Five is going to live. The downside is, had we not disconnected, that would have done Self High Five in, so that is a downside to it. No, well... yeah, it'd have to be a more defensive set, because he's got to be a defensive set, a mono-attacking, purely defensive set with Assault Vest, because he took that Blue Flare way too well. Okay, I got a few options here on what I could do. Honestly, I think I'm just gonna knock off. Because at the very least, this helps me item-wise. Well, this is gonna kill the Reuniclus. Or, well, no, never mind, because of the Culver Berry. Okay, so Culver Berry is a thing. Now, here comes the here's the thing. He's got a few options here. He could either Calm Mind in my face, or he could, well, he could take me out with a Side Shock too, but he knows I still have Fallen Angel left. The thing is, I mean, Vini Vidi Vici can really handle this thing. I'm gonna U-turn out, actually, because I should be able to outspeed this thing. A U-turn should not take it out. I'm actually gonna go straight into Vini Vidi Vici then. As he ends up going for the Focus Blast, as expected. Which Victini's going to be able to eat up. And... well, Rocks wouldn't have affected this thing anyway because of Magic Guard. I'm going to Glaciate, just to reveal to him I have it. Maybe that's a bad idea, but... Victini kills... Reuniclus with Glaciate. So that's Reuniclus down. So, the problem is... Landorus is still a very huge problem for me. That's my concern right now. By going for that Glaciate... yeah, I was gonna say, by going for that Glaciate, I think I deterred him from... yeah, I should have deterred him with that Glaciate from... Okay, you are a bit of a problem. I'm gonna Blue Flare. He has Shadow Ball! Which is gonna take Victini out. Oh boy. Jolteon kills Victini with Shadow Ball. Okay. So, I saw either this thing is at... there are two options here, and... okay. So there are two ways I could play this. Either I assume he's choiced, in which case he's locked into Shadow Ball, which... in that case, Mega Absol is in a very good position to wrap this game up. Alternatively... well, the thing is, if he's got Shadow Sneak or Focus Blast, then I'm in trouble. Well, Thunderbolt could still do Absol in 2. It's a... can it? Yes, it can. If he does... okay. I'm gonna go into Self High 5, actually. If he's not choiced, he takes me out here. If he is choiced... well, this might have actually been a bad play. Whew. This might have been a bad play. Well, defensive Lando set. If he is defensive, which he looks like he is, he shouldn't be able to kill me. But the problem is, I don't really think I can kill him either. I'm just gonna straight up return. Okay, that kind of confirms me he's... maybe I should have gone to Mega Absol then. I misplayed this turn of events quite hard, actually. Well, that return still hurt. So, maybe I didn't misplay this as badly as I thought, potentially. Well, actually, I think I kind of did. Because I'm just going to go for another return. Yeah, I think I lost this. So Ambipom kills Landorus T with return. So now it just comes down to what does he lock this thing into, which honestly, this is the part where not having those stealth rocks when we decide to redo this actually matters. Because I'm gonna go ahead and return. I outspeed? Well, hold the phone! If Ambipom outsped this thing, then there might be hope yet. So I've got a Mega Evolve Fallen Angel, but I should be able to beat this thing with a Sucker Punch now. So despite what happened, it made this game a little closer than it potentially could have been, but I think I still pulled this out. So Fallen Angel, gonna go for the Sucker Punch. And that is game! Okay! That was a very interesting game, to say the least. Between the disconnect and what honestly kind of put me at a slight disadvantage going back in, having to play from scratch, but regardless of what happened, that was a great game, Bren. A very good game. So that said, my Columbus Swoo are going to move on to 3-0. We are still undefeated, somehow. I gotta know what kind of EV spread I wonder what kind of EV spread he was running on that Jolteon, because it should not have I should have outsped it. Well, he must have been modest. The only way I outspeed is if I'm modest, in which case I could have safely knocked off too. Wow. That was a game. So, thank you for the phenomenal game, Bren, despite having to restart and the somewhat mess it kind of made for the both of us. I wish you the best of luck in your championship game for your other league later this week. As far as the PTGT is concerned, my Swoo are gonna somehow walk away from this with a 1-0 victory. Mega Absol is... I believe this puts Mega Absol as the king of the kills leaderboard now. We'll have to wait and see how that plays out when that gets updated, but I'm gonna go ahead and... Well, I'm gonna I actually recorded this game late at night. This is gonna be interesting, because I think I'm gonna find it hard to sleep after that adrenaline rush. Thank you guys so very much for watching. I have been Ruppy, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Holy hell.